Hi, Miss Dunlap. This is Rayleigh Kirby, Mia Cincinnati, and Jack Griffith's Confucius Project. So on the first slide, you can see a picture of Confucius with the title, Confucius. So Confucius as a person. He was born September in 551 BCE in the state of Lu, and he died in 479 CE. He was poor, even though his family had aristocratic backgrounds. His father was a warrior, and he died when he was 3, and his mother died when he was 23. That means he had to support himself, as his parents no longer could. He rose up in government positions. He went from the keeper of granaries and livestock to the minister of works to the minister of crime. He believed he could solve the world's moral issues with his own teachings that all people were good. This is the basis of Confucianism. He tried influencing leaders and upper-class people as well as lower class to gain supporters. He did this through his role in the government. He had basic education. At the time was the 6 arts: rites, music, archery, charioteering, calligraphy, and mathematics. He used his governmental roles to influence the rulings of places as well as teach others. He wanted to spread his idea of Confucianism. So Confucian as a teacher, he was a very intelligent person, and when people heard of him, they would send their sons to be taught by him. His ideas and teachings were called Confucianism. His ideas emphasized the necessity to develop responsibility and moral character through the means of hard rules of behavior and virtue. Many important teachings of Confucius stress the importance of behavior and its rules. His teachings involved self-cultivation, skilled judgment, and being moral examples to other people for everyone. Teachings for respect in elders. This is known as filial piety. It was a core belief of Confucianism, and it meant that one must treat their elders with respect and focus greatly on family relationships. So examples of that are like women respecting husbands, younger brothers respecting older brothers. He believed that human relationships with each other, respect, could replace the governing forces of China at the time. This was because China was in a grave state of political unrest. It was called the Warring State period. He believed that filial piety could save the government and its corruption.
Confucius's teachings with politics. He taught rulers Confucianism for them to use as a governing tool. He first started in the government of the state of Lu, yet left after due to its corruption to spread the word of Confucianism. Social harmony and stability were pillars of political teachings. China was in a warring state period and believed Confucianism could end the struggle between the regimes. Believed that teaching the government the way of Confucius, the citizens could be happier and have a better state. Teachings with education. He studied mathematics, music, classics, and more. He believed that if one educated themselves and used reflection, that it led to virtue and cultivating discipline and moral authority. While teaching, he was still climbing the government ladder, but used his position in a way to teach everyone that he could about well-governance. During his teachings, he tried to teach others in public service, but found more success in teaching as a teacher. He taught that education and self-cultivation would help everyone overcome their individual contention and help to achieve self-discipline. Teaching with ethics. Confucius taught ethics as the creation and development of good character. The Confucian ethics primarily teach about the human relationships and the familial relationships, which was believed to be the ideal relationship among others. His ethics became a teaching of the rules of man and not the rules of law. His ethical teachings were divided into 5 parts: Zhen, or goodwill; Yi, righteousness; Li, right conduct and propriety; Qi, wisdom; and Hsin, faithfulness.
Teachings, rituals. Confucius believed that participation in rituals led to unite society. He pushed for rituals to be the way of governing the state. He pushed to practice many rituals, including ancestral worship, which is the commemoration, communication, and sacrifice to those that have passed; birth rituals, which are designed to protect the baby and the mother, and they practice prayer over them; and marriage rituals, which are elaborate practices with many gifts and ceremonies. The Golden Rule, which Confucius states as, "Do not impose on others what you do not wish for yourself." Confucius' main teaching simply means to treat others in the same way that you would like to be treated. Confucius stressed this greatly as something for people to live by. Our first aphorism is, everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. The second one is, when anger rises, think of the consequences. Our third aphorism is, it does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop. And our last one is, before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. The first aphorism by Confucius shows how beauty is all around us, but people are too busy to be able to stop and notice the beautiful things in life. The second aphorism talks about thinking before you act, because if you act harshly, there can be many bad consequences due to your actions. The third aphorism shows the value of constant effort. Confucius says to never give up and continue moving and progressing. The last aphorism explains how a person who is seeking revenge will bring down not only the other person, but themselves as well.